What is up, everybody? So I'm going to go ahead and knock out this second video for week 2 of female Marine boot camp. One thing that I want to add, actually 2 things that I want to add that I didn't talk about in the last video. If you have long hair and you don't mind cutting it like mine, or even like the pixie haircut, you know, like up to your jawline, just cut all the way around, go ahead and do so. Just go ahead and do it, so that way you ain't got to deal with doing your hair in boot camp. Because if your hair isn't done right, they're going to IT you for it. And your pictures are going to look busted, because you're going to take your cat card picture somewhere around the first couple of weeks. Take your portholes off, by the way. If you have portholes, any pictures that you take them off. But yeah, so here on Monday, you're going to get your weapons issued. And that takes a long time. Just by the way, it takes a long time. You're waiting for pretty much almost nothing all the time. That's what boot camp is. It's hurry up and wait, because they have so much to go through and so much to get ready for. Yeah, you're just going to be waiting on nothing. You'll also most likely get your gear issued to you. What I mean by that is like your LV pack. So those big packs that you know that has like 50 pounds in it and stuff. All the gear, your Kevlar, the helmet, your day pack, stuff like that, which is pretty much like a backpack. You're going to get all that issued, and it's going to take a while because you're going to get them, and then you're going to have to go through and check to make sure you have everything, and you're going to have to sign for everything, by the way, so you are responsible for those items, so don't lose them. Just FYI. But yeah, so on Monday, that's what you're going to do. I'm telling you, this thing, if your family, or I wouldn't suggest taking it with you because they might throw it away or tell you to throw it away, but if your family sends you this, the boot camp matrix, it's pretty awesome. Make sure it has the phase all the way up to phase 4, because they changed boot camp now to where it's not the phase 3 anymore. On Tuesday, it says you have sprints here for PT. So anytime that we did sprints, we did a circuit. The way that they have the stuff set up in the fields, so like whatever battalion you're in, they're going to have like little sections set up as far as circuits, like it's there all the time. They have things for sit-ups, for pull-ups, for like leg raises. And so anytime we did the sprints, that's what we actually did. We started out, you always start out with a warm-up, by the way. So your chief drill instructor is always going to start you out with a warm-up, doing some stretches or whatever they happen to do. So each chief drill instructor is different. But they're going to have you warm up, and then you're going to split up into teams with your drill instructors, and you're going to go and, you know, start these tasks for, depending on, I don't remember how long it was at the beginning because they didn't really tell us. They didn't like to tell us a lot of stuff. So you could do one exercise like leg raises for 30 seconds, then you'll stop and you'll sprint to the next circuit, and you'll do like push-ups for 30 seconds, then you'll sprint to the next one. And then at the end, they'll have you do the sprints. And then you'll have classes. So it says that. Now the next day, so on Wednesday, it looks like it starts training day. The day that you PT, that Tuesday is when you start training day 1, apparently. It seems like. Training day 2, you start McMap. So McMap is actually pretty cool. It kind of sucks at the same time, because what they have you do with your mouth guard, you got to yell, of course. But with your mouth guard, whenever they blow the whistle, they'll have you all lined up next to each other, like facing this way, facing the instructor, and they'll be lined up, and there'll be a couple of rows. And whenever they blow the whistle, you have to put your arms out, like, I don't know if you can see this, but like this, both arms, right? And get what they call double arm interval. So that means that you're spaced out, because obviously you're going to be moving around, you're going to be doing things, you're going to be spaced out from the other recruits. When you do that, you have to put your arms like that, sideways, and then scream, ah, and also do high knees all the way out, so you're doing them like sideways, but you can't turn. You have to stay facing this way, high knee all the way out. And if you don't get it right, they're going to make you come back in. Whenever you come back in, you're going to put your arms straight up with your mouth guard in your hand, high knees all the way back. Once again, you have to face the instructor. You can't turn to the side. And so, if you can imagine, we messed that up a lot. So we were going in and out, in and out. First time somebody threw up. Excuse me. So yeah, but you're going to learn making the map techniques. I'm not going to tell you those techniques because you're gonna learn it there. I mean, it's not something that you really like need to like start doing now anyway, because they're gonna go over it, and plus we don't want the wrong people to get wrong information about, you know, Marine Corps boot camp and our techniques that we do. So I'm not really gonna, you know, go into that. But the next day, it looks like you have another PT and some classes. And then on Friday, you do the O course. The O course is fun. So if you've ever done like any obstacle course racing or anything like that, it's kind of set up like that. It's actually pretty cool. But you got bars that you got to go over. And just look up the O course online. It's, like I said, really pretty fun. You got to jump over walls. You got to jump over some logs. The rope climbs at the end, you know, stuff like that. On Saturday, it says here an intro to the CFT. I'll make a separate video about the CFT and tips for you guys. That's on Saturday. And then Sunday is, once again, religious. You're always going to have your time now on Sundays. What you do is you clean a lot. You wake up, depending on what time you have chow, you clean before you hygiene, of course. Every morning you're going to hygiene. What they mean by that is you're going to use the head, and then you're going to brush your teeth, that kind of thing. Make sure your hair's straight if you need to. Don't take forever. But I mean, like, if you have a couple of flyaways or whatever, just quickly do it, because they're not going to give you much time. Maybe like 5-10 minutes, maybe. But then after that, you're going to start cleaning. And you're going to clean everything. You're going to clean the squad bay. You're going to clean outside the squad bay. So you got a lot of stuff. You come back. It depends on what you're doing at that time as to, you may clean some more. You may have another class, like with a drill instructor or something like that. They may try to teach you something like core values. A lot of times our senior drill instructor would sit down with us on Sundays and speak about core values, the honor, courage, commitment, that kind of thing. Ask us what we thought it meant, how we would display it, or what it would be like. So yeah, you're going to have a lot of classes. Just starting out, you're going to get these books called Green Monsters, and it's going to be like a whole bunch of knowledge. They're going to start giving you knowledge ditties in the first week. So like, for example, it's going to be on a test. Yes, you get tests in boot camp, and they'll tell you what day it is. But for example, a ditty is like, they'll say first female Marine. And we had to yell, man, first female Marine is Opha Johnson, 1918. Opha Johnson was the first female Marine, and she joined in 1918. So if that makes sense, it'll be screaming stuff like that. So that's really all I have for the second week. It really wasn't that much. It doesn't really start getting like really productive until, swim week. So you know what? This video is not that long. I'm going to go ahead and do the third week in this video too. You're going to have more McMap classes with that. Like I said, those sucked. It also sucked the days that we had PT and then had McMap classes afterwards, because you just got wore out from PT and then you went straight over. And you do your McMap. You do your PT 90% of the time, and you're green on green. Every now and then, like, you do the O course in your green skivvy shirt and your boots and utes. So your boots and your bottom, your trouser camis. But most of the time you're doing your PT in your skivvy shirt and your skivvy shorts, which is fine. But McMap is what you do your in your green shirt, your skivvy shirt, and your trousers, your boots and utes, which sucks sometimes. Because you get hot and sweaty, or at least we did, and it sticks to you, and it's just not fun. And it's early in the morning, so the grass is wet 90% of the time, and so it just, I mean, the actual, like, doing it and learning it was fun, but your clothes sticking to you and everything just wasn't that great. But yeah, so it looks like here you got some more McMap. You get to learn some combat care, which is more classes. By the way, with the classes, if you get tired, which you will, and you start to fall asleep, get up and stand in the back. Don't be one of those people that get yelled at for falling asleep in the class. just they're not going to get offended. They actually tell you most of the time in the beginning of class to get up. If you start feeling tired, either sip water or get up and go to the back of the class and stand. So that way you stay awake for it, because you will get tested on this material later. During this week, you do the O course again, and you do pugil sticks. So pugil sticks is really fun. I'm sure you can look that up. It's where you got the like Q-tip looking things. You're wearing like a little helmet. But yeah, you just grab it and you start hitting each other. Our senior actually gave us an option. If we knocked the girl's helmet off, we got to call home. Unfortunately, I didn't knock the girl's helmet off. It was sad. One person made a girl cry, though. That was pretty cool. So there's that. And then after, pugil sticks, you have Mormon map. And then that Friday, or that Saturday, you have the 2-mile run, it looks like. So, like I said, some things may differ depending on what they want to do. This is just a guideline. But you'll start working on drill as well. So you're gonna have, they'll teach you how to pivot, look up movements and things like that. Drill is something that I wish I would have kind of known beforehand, just because I'm not very good with rhythm or things like that. Plus I was a cooler, and so half the time I wasn't there when they were practicing or when they were taught something new. And so it was really hard for me to learn when we would actually go on the parade deck and practice. I would get yelled at a lot in IT actually, because I didn't know what they were doing and I didn't know the ditties. And so like whenever you turn, that's a pivot. And you have to pivot on a certain foot. You either pivot 45 degrees depending on if it's like a half or a full. If it's a full, then you like pivot 90 degrees, and there's just so much stuff. I wish I would have known about it, and I wish I would have looked up beforehand, like about facing and things like that. I just wasn't good at it at the beginning. I got better at it later, and I stopped messing up. But yeah, so if you want to look up some videos on that, I'm still not the best to show you. Like I said, I'm alright. I'm alright. I'm good. Obviously I did enough, and I did well enough to pass initial drill, final drill, and to graduate, to march to graduate. But yeah, you're also going to learn some movements with your rifle, which the rifle is really good. I was actually really good at the rifle one. That was my best. It's more of my feet. That was the issue. I have like 2 left feet, so it really sucked. But yeah, so that's week 1 and week 2. You're gonna have a lot of classes, a lot of drill practice. You PT like 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah, it's really not that bad. It's not that bad. If you're getting yelled at the whole time, you're gonna lose your voice. And right about this time, about the 3rd week, is pretty much when I was like getting sick, I think. Yeah, pretty much got sick. So I'm gonna wrap this video up with that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I will see you guys next time. I'll see if I can knock out another. You know what? I'm gonna do a different video. Y'all gonna see me in a minute. We're gonna knock these out fast because I want to answer all your questions, and I just want to put it out there for females that, you know, don't know what they're getting into or anything like that, because I didn't know a lot of stuff. I didn't know how the showers were gonna work, and I had a lot of questions. So yeah, I'm gonna make another video that's not a boot camp, actual what you're gonna be doing during the week video. So if you have any questions, go ahead and hit me up. Let me know, and I'll try my best to answer them. All right, peace out.